Hello traders, and welcome to part 3 of the series discussing about REVO System Strategy B. As you know, the REVO system is the exclusive system we are using for quality FX trading, and it consists of 3 different strategies: strategy A, B and C. In this particular series, we are elaborating a strategy B. In part 1, we discussed the theory about this strategy, and part 2, I showed you some actually the strategy in practice and using the price action, how you can catch the setup using the strategy B. And we learned that strategy B consists of 3 different entry types, using the 5-minute chart, 15-minute chart and 1-hour chart. But the target profit will be determined using the 1-hour chart, and for the stop loss, it's gonna be a different technique for stop loss, as we already discussed. So before watching the part 3, which is going to be about one specific example of crude oil, the recent price action for the Friday NFV Feb 3rd, before you continue watching this example, to better understand how you can catch the right setup on the right spot, it's better for you to go back, and if you didn't watch our episode part 1 and part 2, it's better you first watch them to grab the first idea, and then you can continue watching the rest of the parts in this series. And definitely later on I'm gonna make other series for strategy A and C, and also talking about REVO system rules, which is as I said, is an exclusive system for quality FX trading. And last week, by the way, I have posted something in the community tab, which is better you turn on the notification alerts, so you will be notified whenever there is a new post or a new video. And make sure you share this with your friends and those who are interested in trading and making consistent profit. There was an example last week on Tuesday, on Monday actually, which I have posted the screenshot on Tuesday, and I want you to go through the chart every day and try to find examples of this strategy. I mean the setup using this strategy. First of all, I want you to master this strategy B, and then definitely we go through other strategies in this system, which as I said, these strategies should be hand in hand and together to get the maximum result out of this system. Okay, so let's go to the chart and start by discussing about the example of today. This is a daily chart, crude oil. As you know, first of all, we have to specify the levels, the point of interest. What are the point of interest in the daily level and weekly level? But for this particular example, the daily levels would be sufficient, as we are going to and by the way, consider the last week price action. So consider you don't see these last five daily candles. So the price was bullish, and Here you can see this was the one of the fair value gaps from the last week. As you know, the point of interest should be either fair value gap or order block, bullish or bearish, in the recent price action. So you look at the recent price action. This is the second fair value gap here. So the reason we are specifying these levels before finding the setup is that we want to concentrate on these levels as point of interest and wait for the reaction to these levels. And finally, the last one is gonna be this bullish order block. Okay, so all these blue lines are the daily levels, and you can see that the first one is the fair value gap here, then we have another fair value gap here, and finally this bullish order block from the last week. So considering these, now we can go to a lower time frame, and actually the example which I'm going to discuss today is going to be using the 5-minute setup. So remember the rule that we had for the 5-minute setup. Price should approach the point of interest and then get the reaction. So this was yesterday price action, and let me just highlight the entry and stop loss and take profit for you so you can better see where I'm talking about. So if I want to highlight the entry here, you can see when it's approaching this and this point of interest, this level, you can clearly see there is a 5-minute setup here, because price is rejected and it broke the previous short-term high, and here there is a fair value gap as well. So I'm talking about this area exactly. Okay, this is the area I'm talking about, and this is the setup that is very clear there. Okay, and this setup is there. So I want to show you when you can see such a setup, then you have to enter into the trade when the price is pulling back to this fair value gap, and the stop loss should be below the 5-minute candle rejection, and the target profit is going to be based on the 1-hour chart. But before I go to the 1-hour chart to specify the target profit for you, let me just highlight something here, and this is going to be the entry level, so you can enter into the market here. Okay, when the price is pulling back. Okay, so this is gonna be the entry. So let me just highlight it for you as entry. Okay, sorry, here once again entry. It doesn't want to fix it there, not sure why. Yeah, this is the entry. Okay, and I hope it's clear now. And this is the stop loss range. And now, so this is the stop loss. And now we want to set the target profit. If you remember, when I was talking about target profit, I said, first of all, when you want to set the TP, you have to change the time frame to 1 hour time frame, and then the best practice is to set the target profit as the nearest sell side or buy side liquidity. Okay, so we are buying the market, so definitely we have to focus on the buy side liquidity. It means any previous high, okay, the recent price action. And here what I can see as a target profit here, let me just make it as green to show you the target profit. And okay, so here you have a previous high here, so it's up to you if you want to put the profit here, okay. But if you want to be more specific, because there is a clear buy side liquidity above this as well, and these two levels are almost close, so it's better you set the target profit on this clear buy side liquidity, okay. And this is gonna be the target profit, okay. This is gonna be the target profit. So this was a very quick trade, and you could take the profit in less than 1 hour. And definitely there was a news after that at 10 a.m. On Friday, 10 a.m. New York time, and so you should exit the trade before that news. Anyhow, the trade was closing before that time, and the target profit was hit, okay. So you can see it's very clear that target profit was here, and even it went little bit above that, and after the news you can see the price push to the downside. So that's why this is a lesson. That's why I'm emphasizing to take profit as the nearest buy side or sell side liquidity, because if you wanted to wait for more profit, then you may lose all the profits as this news happened. And after the news you can see this massive downward move, and definitely it was hitting the stop loss if the target profit was not in this level. So this was a classic actually catching the buy side and sell side liquidity on Fridays, which usually is happening. So you can see first price push to the upside, it took the buy side liquidity first, and once it's clear, it went to the downside and it cleared this level, which was the sell side liquidity as well. But anyhow, based on the strategy B, you could catch the buy side trade, and this was a successful profitable trade. Entry at around 76.10 and a stop loss at 75.45, and then target profit could be at 77.32 level. So this is the example I wanted to discuss with you today. Hope you learned something out of this, and by now you should know how to catch the setup using a strategy B. This was the example of 5 minutes, but here I want to show you one more thing, and that is actually you could take this trade using the 15-minute chart as well. And this is kind of confluence, okay, which both of the 5-minute entry and 15-minute entry could fit in this strategy. You can see this candle, if we look at the 15-minute chart, and based on the 15-minute entry rule, we have this bearish candle. Can you see this bearish candle here? Yeah, this bearish candle is engulfing the previous candle, regardless of what is the color of the previous candle. In here is red, but can be green also, doesn't matter. So as long as the last bearish candle is engulfing the previous candle, and it is approaching, and it is happening at the level of interest, at the point of interest, which in this case is a daily bullish order block in this blue line, then you could set the same target profit and the stop loss based on the rule definition could be 15 to 20 points below the approaching point. This is the rule which we discussed in the first part of this series. Okay, so that means the stop loss after this candle closed, the stop loss should be like the blue line is 75.85, so you could put a stop loss at maximum 75.65. okay, and by this lesson you know that 15-minute chart is the high risk high reward. So the risk is going to be higher. It means there is a higher chance for your stop loss to be hit, as the stop loss is a smaller. Okay, if you compare the 5-minute entry to 15-minute entry, you will come to know that the stop loss which we are going to set for the 15-minute entry is much smaller than 5-minute entry. So you will risk less, but there is a higher chance for your stop loss to be hit, and you will get big reward out of this small risk, while the risk is high and your stop loss may be hit. Okay, so if I want to just define this kind of structure, I can just refer to it as a 15-minute chart. There are more possibility that your stop loss is going to be hit, but imagine if out of 10 trades, okay, just 2 or 3 of the trades is going to hit the target profit, and 7 and 8 trades is going to be to hit the stop loss. You can go through the calculation and you will see the your success rate is going to be higher, and definitely you're going to be profitable. Okay, so the way that I actually end up with this kind of system, which is called REVO system, is the reason is that these strategies together, ABC, plus the rules that I'm going to discuss about, the rules which are very important to know and to follow strictly. Okay, strictly you have to follow the rules without any exception. So once you follow those rules and combine all these strategies together, then definitely you will get a result and consistent profit out of this system. This is already tested multiple times and it's proved. So that's why I'm teaching you here in YouTube channel Quality FX Trading about this system, as I promised this in 2022 that in 2023 I'm going to teach you this strategy and this system actually free of cost, and I just want you to follow and share this with your friends, and so we can build a community here to make more profitable traders. So once again, please feel free to ask your questions in the comment section. Don't worry, I'm going to answer all of them. I want you to write comments and your feedback under this video, and make sure if you like the video, give us a thumbs up and also share this with your friends. Thank you very much for watching us, and I'll talk to you in the next part of this series and the other videos which we are going to have in the rest of the month and week. Thank you very much. Talk to you later, and good luck with your trading in the upcoming week.